Actually, let me rephrase that. So the very first property I built was my house that I live in. I didn't know anything about framing. I didn't know anything about construction. Well, I knew about construction, but I didn't know anything about framing and how that whole process works, the permits. I didn't know any of that stuff. I kind of just did it. I didn't want to buy a house. I didn't want to have a mortgage payment. I had a little bit of me saved up. So I just did it. I just bought the material and started framing anything up and did it. It wasn't until after the fact that I realized you need a permit, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I got all the permits that I needed to get, and then I was good to go. So guys, like I was saying, so that's pretty much how I got into building houses. Is I did my very first house. I learned a lot. You know, I asked a lot of questions. The framer was there. The framer was actually a friend of my father-in-law, and he did a lot of the framing. He helped me with it a whole bunch, and he actually didn't help me with it till after I got done doing it. You know, and obviously I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I knew enough from YouTube and watching videos and, you know, stuff like that, that I kind of put two and two together. But as far as bracing the walls, framing the walls, making sure everything was square and level, I didn't know how to do all that stuff. I knew YouTube version, but I didn't know actual real life experience version. So once I had the whole house almost framed, and then that's when he came in. He said, "Hey man, you need any help? You know, I don't have anything to do. I don't have any work right now. You know, it's kind of slow. You want me to help you out?" And the first thing I asked, how much are you going to charge me, right? And that's the most important thing, because at the time when I started building my house, I had money, but I didn't have money. Like everything, every dollar counted, you know? So, you know, he's like, "I'm going to charge you so and so." And I was like, "All right, cool, come on." And then he helped me out. You know, we straightened out as much as we could, because some of it was just messed up. And like I said, I didn't have the funds to tear it all down and redo it. Like, well, what was there was there. Like, there's no going back. There's no changing it. It is what it is. So that's how that went. I built it. I learned a lot. Learned how the plumbing. I hate plumbing. Learned everything about plumbing, as far as, you know, what the concept is of the drains, what's the ventilation for, you know, the insulation, what rating you should get, what rating you shouldn't get, what goes where, like the drywall, you know, there's green drywall, which is mold resistant, that goes in the restrooms. I didn't know that stuff. I mean, I knew videos of it, but I didn't know real life. And I see why all that stuff matters, you know, to keep mold out, and then the moisture and the ventilation fan, like the fan that goes in the restroom. Whenever I built my house, I didn't put one of those fans because I didn't know what that fan was for. You know, I thought it was just ventilation, you know, to get the odors out, you know, when you're in the restroom, or you like stuff like that. But it turns out it helps with the humidity when you're in the shower. It helps get all that moisture out so it doesn't stay in the walls and then to create mold. That's, you know, a big reason it's there. Where was I? So that's pretty much how I got started. I got started with my house, learned a lot about it, you know, how everything goes, where pieces fit, this and that. And then I started building houses. And then the very first house I built, I saved up half of the money. The other half of the money, I had an investor. You know, great guy, awesome guy. I still talk to him to this day. You know, he's an awesome person. He helped me out with the other half, because I didn't have, you know, all the money to build it. The first house I built cost me $120,000 to build. It was a one-car garage, 1,300 square foot or 1,350 square foot house of livable space, you know, plus the porches and all that. So concrete area altogether was about 1,800 square feet of concrete. And once I got that one rolling, then we did another one, the same floor plan. Then we did another one. So I did 3 of those, the same floor plan. Watched those sold, you know, saw all that move and how it all came about. You know, I saw the ups and downs, because we listed it at one price, and then people always come back with, you know, $4,000, $5,000 in closing costs and stuff like that. So you just have to help. If you don't help, you're not going to sell. Especially with today's market, with the interest rates going on at this present time, it's terrible. So I just started building houses. I just got here to the house. Let me flip the camera and I'll show you guys all about it. So this right here is going to be the 12th house that I've built. We just got the stone done, as you can see, everything there. We just got the stone done, all the windows installed, all that had just been on. This is the front door as you're coming in. me adjust this a little bit. Hope you guys can see everything great. This is the front door, this is the house. So at the moment, they have all the drywall on. This is called knockdown texture, as you can see. It's all smooth. Let you guys take a look. This right here is gonna be the washer and dryer room. So this is gonna be, you know, your dryer, washer, sink, cabinets on top. You're gonna have a small coffee area right here. So you're able to, give me a second. So like I was saying, this area right here is gonna be the kitchen. This is gonna be the island. That's why this wire is sticking out. So this is a conduit wire that goes down, goes under the concrete, and then they'll have this electrical wire. This is to hook up all your plugs and stuff that are going in the island. This is gonna be a fireplace. And then to the left of the fireplace, you're gonna have cabinets, a bookshelf, and this is gonna be more cabinets, your mantle, and it's gonna be an electric fireplace, but we do have it plumbed up with gas as well, just in case, you know, whoever buys it wants to convert it into a gas. This is your master bedroom. Again, this is the texture that just got redone, so you guys can see. This is called knockdown texture. And the reason it's called knockdown is they spray it, and when they spray it, they get a smooth trowel and flatten it all out. So knock it down, that's why it's called knockdown. This right here is gonna be the primary room. So it's pretty big, I believe it's 14 by 14. This here is gonna be 2 sinks, his and hers. You know, you're gonna have your vanity, your 2 mirrors. I just noticed they're missing 2 lights. So we have to call the electrician out. That was a mess up. Here too is another thing. So a lot of people run their drywall all the way on top, because usually it's 8 feet and then they have the drywall. I like to do it all at the end. I don't like to be struggling that I have to cut drywall and do this and that, because then you have to do patchwork anyways. So might as well just leave it open. You know, it doesn't take a big deal to patch it all down. This is gonna be the stand-up shower. This is gonna be the stand-up shower. So that's what the plumbing is for there. Plumb up the shower. This is gonna be a tub, a freestanding tub. And then those are gonna be your hot and cold water. They're just looped together. They're gonna, you know, put a nice fitting there and take care of all that. A lot of people were asking, what is this for? This blue stuff, green stuff, turquoise that you see here. This is termite treatment. So it helps. This is not required in like most counties, but it helps for termites. You know, it only goes 2 feet up, as you can see on the studs here. It only goes 2 feet up, and it helps with termites. That's all that is. And the reason it's that color is so you can see that it's been applied, because I believe it comes in clear as well. But if it was clear, you'd never be able to tell. This right here is going to be your toilet. You'll have nice cabinets on top. This right here is going to be the primary closet. You're going to have cabinets here, shelves, all that fun stuff. And then all this is going to be tile. This is going to be a linen closet with a gigantic door. For whatever reason, that's how it reads it in the plans. And then you'll be here in your kitchen. This gigantic window you have here. There's going to be a farm sink right here. Boom, you'll be able to look out, look at your nice view, put a playground over there, watch the kids. We still have to spread out this dirt. And then this is the rear porch. And we got the Raptor R over there just hanging out. And then this is the stonework outside. Originally it was going to be just 4 feet, and then the rest was going to be hardy, just like the one up here. So it's gonna have the same style with the planks going straight up, and then at the last minute the homeowner changed it. So he said yes sir, did a change order, said it was gonna be, this is the difference, and bada bing bada boom. This is the front door, and I buy these doors on clearance. This is like a $2,000 door for, I think it was a $600, so not bad at all. And again, this is the inside, and that's pretty much it. They're gonna start working on the cabinets tomorrow. I'll bring you guys back and y'all can take a look. Any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. I'm glad to answer any questions you guys have. Thank you.